Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here of St. Discussions on Strike Seven Sports. And tonight, man, I'm back with the prospect breakdowns. The last one I did was with Clemson linebacker Trent Simpson. This is our second in the series, and today we're gonna focus on offense, and more in particular with University of Iowa tight end Sam LaPorta. Now this guy here, man, 6'4", 249 pounds. And this playing style, the way he used him at Iowa, it just, I just feel like if the Saints take this guy, he got that same type of impact on this offense, working along with a Jawan Johnson and along with a Adam Troutman. Plain and simple. Now, as you may know or don't know, Iowa has, you know, developed a lot of tight ends at the professional level. George Kittle, Noah Fant, TJ Hawkinson, probably some of them guys you may have heard of before, probably guys that you have added to your fantasy football team. I think Sam LaPorta could be no different. You know what I'm saying? Because all I know is when it's the Saints offense is at its apex, when it's at its peak, a good tight end was always involved. Plain and simple. We saw it in 2011 with Jimmy Graham. We saw it in 2009 with Jeremy Shockey. 2010, what a good tight ends. But even in the 79 years when they were bad, you had good tight end play. You know, um, I forgot the tight end's name, man. Yeah, Benjamin Watson. He was putting up some nice numbers with the team. So there's always going to be a place for this position to excel, and especially if you're still trying to run the Sean Payton offense with his team. And when I watched Sam LaPorta's tape, his footage, his highlights, and I like the way they used it, man. And I just think that if the Saints can like get this guy in the position to succeed in this offense with a Derek Carr, who has been known to work pretty well with tight ends, the sky's the limit for this guy because he fights for yards. His yards after the catch game is sick, man. Like that, I saw that they use him in a lot of screen passes where he can take off for like 40, 50 yards down the field. That's not the type of tight end you have with Sam LaPorta. Now he started off as a wide receiver according to his scouting report, but once got to college, they transitioned him over to a tight end, put on a little more weight, a little more muscle, and he's at the position. Didn't put up a lot of numbers, big numbers at Iowa, but that's just because that offense pretty much struggled for the time he was there. You know what I'm saying? But Sam LaPorta could help out this football team. Because it's better to have. I stated in the past, it's better to have more weapons. Give Derek Carr as much weapons as possible on his team. As much, Jawan Johnson, Sam LaPorta, Taysom Hill in this gadget role. Alvin Kamara, whenever he comes back from the suspension, whatever that's going to be, Jamal Williams, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. That's more than enough weapons, man, to be a top 10, top 8, top 15 offense in the National Football League this season. On paper, it looks good. Man, like we have our own issues here and there with the offensive line, certain personnel, but hopefully that gets addressed through the draft or through free agency where they pick up somebody because they got the cap space to do it. But as for this tight end position, I think you need another guy, man. You need another tight end, another passing option in the passing game to put Adam Troutman on notice to maybe motivate him more to do something to elevate his game in the passing attack. Because I just feel like I haven't seen enough, man. You probably feel the same way. You haven't seen enough out of Adam Trautman to where he can get an extension or he's going to be a focal point. Well, I won't say a focal point, but a reliable option in the passing game to count on. Now, he's shown flashes here and there, but if you can get an upgrade from him in this draft, then you need to do it. And that way, I still believe there's a role for Adam Trautman in his offense, but it won't be as a receiving threat like a LaPorta or a Jawan Johnson. He could be in that. I've said this before. He could play that Josh Hill role, that role Josh Hill played in, where he's pretty much used as a blocking tight end. He would occasionally catch passes here and there. Now Josh Hill did that role, performing that role pretty well, you know. But I think you drafting a guy like a Sam LaPorta can add a new wrinkle to this offense. Now I don't think he's a first round pick. Look, every mock draft that I've done, looked at simulator, he's still available in at least the third or fourth round. After that, he's gone. So he could be a day two pick that the Saints decide to pick up in the draft. But I like this guy. You know, he fights for yards. I don't know if y'all saw that Instagram post I put up on the Saints Discussion IG page, but there was a pass there where he caught it, and there was a lot of defenders around him. He fought them off, fought for the yards, fought for the extra, got the first down, got a little extra after that, and continued to keep going. And I think that's the type of player the Saints would have in a Sam LaPorta, you know. And they could possibly have even more, with better quarterback play compared to what we saw in college out of Iowa. Because this year, man, like Iowa got a lot of good prospects coming out. They got a linebacker I've been hearing about that the Saints could be linked to. Lucas Van Ness is another prospect that can go high in the draft. Apply a guy that Nick Underhill mentioned as the Saints could possibly move up and take. So we'll see. But Sam LaPorta is an intriguing option here. I'm going to go ahead and check out his scouting report real quick. And this is the positives, man. 6'4", 249, has a solid frame with good height and decent corresponding length. Sam LaPorta isn't quite the caliber athlete that the Hawkeyes have boasted at the position in the past, but he is solid in that regard. He flashes vertical explosive capacity and has shown he can gear up with a little strand upfield. Like I said, really good in the screen game. Meanwhile, in space, LaPorta shows off above average long strider speed. Yep. For his size, LaPorta also brings good overall ability. He has the agility and the fluidity to redirect on quick routes and flashes impressive foot speed, twitch for his size. LaPorta can leverage single cuts and adjust his attack pass with urgency. While his foot speed can be inconsistent, he has the capacity to speed up his strides when he needs to. One of LaPorta's strongest traits happens to be a staple at tight end, catching instincts. At the base level, LaPorta has shown he can gather passes in stride with his hands while turning upfield for yards after the catch yards. Yep, like I said, his yak game is on point. He's also able to lower himself to corral stalling passes while preparing for rack reception after the catch. And he converts on diving opportunities, protecting the ball with his hands and frame. Going further, LaPorta can extend beyond his frame and stride to secure passes while managing his feet at the boundary. And he has good ball tracking ability over his shoulder, downfield and up the seam. The Iowa tight end has shown to secure passes while taking on hits from downhill defenders. And overall, he displayed solid hand and eye coordination and timing at the catch point. Though Iowa's offense didn't always showcase it, LaPorta brings a solid separation ability to the fold as well. He has enough smooth athleticism to suggest greater unearned potential and is able to sustain acceleration through route breaks and cut fairly tight angles and with cavalier acceleration. All right, let's go on to some of his improvement. So the profile is one that lacks glaring weakness but it also lacks overwhelming strengths. A well-rounded, solid, but unspectacular player, LaPorta's diluted ceiling may weigh him down a bit in a talented tight end class. While LaPorta passes the requisite athletic threshold, he visibly lacks elite explosiveness of transitions and sometimes trudges out of breaks. He also lacks much of a top gear with his long speed and won't be able to stack defensive backs downfield. In short ranges, LaPorta can sometimes be a bit lumbered and needs to gather himself on cuts. He also struggles at times to decelerate and enter lateral mode after accelerating off the snap. Much like his athleticism, LaPorta lacks lack of elite size and play strength. While not a weakness, does not show up on film. The Iowa tight end doesn't have great hand strength and can't consistently work against prime defenders. He can't be disrupted and moved off his spot by physical DBs, and he doesn't always work through contact effectively, through easily losing his balance and coordination when faced with opposing physicality. As a route runner, LaPorta sometimes drifts upfield and after route breaks, allowing defensive backs to recover position more quickly. He doesn't have the necessary hip sink and flexibility to cut sharp 90-degree angles inside. To that end, he sometimes drifts through breaks on digs, playing tall and allowing DBs to recover ground. All right, man. So this is the current draft projection of Sam LaPorta. There's a lot of room for individual preference in the 2023 tight end class. Thus, it's not out of the realm of possibility that LaPorta sneaks into the top 100. On my board, he's only a mid day three prospect, but LaPorta carries a lot of appeal as a long-term rotational NFL tight end with some starting upside. LaPorta is an elite overall athlete, and he lacks elite size and strength as well. He's not a liability when anywhere physically, but these non-elite qualities are visible, and they dilute his ultimate ceiling a bit. LaPorta's not overly explosive vertical threat, and he doesn't work through contact as consistently as you'd like for a tight end. All right, man. So he'll be a good, according to the scouting report, he would be a strong tight end too in the offense. Um, to me, man, a lot of stuff. Maybe this is just who he is, and a lot of stuff he can improve on at the next level. You know, it's better to have two really good tight ends than just one, because the more options you have in the passing game for Derek Carr, the more is the better for this football team to not get into these, not get into quicksand as we have seen in the past in big games where they were able to, like a defense was able to hold Michael Thomas in check or put Alvin Kamara put the clamps on Alvin Kamara from doing anything. So I think this guy could be better than what is said in the scouting report. And the scouting report was written in November of 2022. So it was written like shoot 5 months ago, 5 to 6 months ago. You know, but if I mean if the Saints feel like they have another need at tight end, I think they do have one. Then this should be the guy. You know, to go along with Jawan Johnson and Adam Troutman because um if Jawan goes down with an injury, you got Adam Troutman. And Troutman just don't. He just don't lack that big playability at the tight end position, in my opinion. But there is a role for him. There's a niche for him on his football team. And I think his future is going to be in run blocking assignments. Setting up blocks for the running attack. Especially for a guy especially when you have a guy like a Jamal Williams on your team. Adam Trautman is going to play a huge role in that, in my opinion. But Sam LaPorta with his team could be great because he could be part of that nucleus that comes forward. That everybody's been saying that this needs to be a 2017 type class. It can be if the Saints find the right people, the right players. Those day 2 picks, those day 3 picks. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it gets built. You surround Derek Carr with, as he get older in his 30s, younger talent. Similar to how the Saints did with Drew Brees when Drew Brees was on the team. And he was going later into his career. You were able to have that 2017 class. The team was able to compete 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Even was able to compete in 2021 when Drew Brees wasn't on the team, but they missed the playoffs by what they missed the playoffs because of what San Francisco did to the Rams and went 9-8. That's the type of class you need. You need to find hidden gems in the draft like a Sam LaPorta that a lot of people are not talking about when it comes to the top tight ends in the draft. Now, by all means, if you're in like a day 2 of the draft, and there's a guy like a Dalton Kincaid or a Michael Mayer or a Tucker Kraft on your board, by all means, select those guys. But if you feel like Laporta can come onto this team and become an impact contributor, go for it. Take him, Sam LaPorta. So we'll see how everything play out, man. But um, I'll be back later in the week with another video with probably looking at the quarterback position. It's a potential quarterback Saints could select in the later rounds of the draft with these prospect breakdowns. So we'll see. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. How you feel about the Saints possibly taking Sam LaPorta as a day 2 and day 3 pick in the upcoming draft. Also check out strike7sports.com/Saints for latest content on the Saints organization. I got a new mock draft that's out, the 7th-round mock, the first one that I've done. I'll probably do the second one, the 2.0, on the YouTube channel. So be on the lookout for that one. Have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace. Who that?